Welcome to our class of reading. This week we're going to review a little bit about the lesson 14 and we're going to go over the vocabulary that you're going to find in Lisa's lunch plan story that you're going to see. So the first word, as you see, it's called urge. Urge. Teachers can urge or coax students to get involved in helping their community. Urge is to motivate, to persuade, to make the student or a person do better for their surrounding. Number 2, we have the word minimum. The food collected by students exceeded the minimum or least amount needed. What is another word for minimum? As you can see, the word is least. Least is another perfect word to describe minimum. Also, minimum or least has to be a small amount in order to represent the word. Number 3, the word is effective. Picking up litter can be effective in keeping parks and benches clean. It gets results. Effective. That means another word for effective can be that it accomplishes its goal. It's effective. It's positive, right? It is changing. It is moving on. Number 4, the word is deteriorating. Many deteriorating buildings will only get worse if volunteers don't help repair them. Deteriorating is when something is going bad, or when something is rotten, for example, it's deteriorating, or when something is just not useful anymore. It's deteriorating. So look at the picture. In this case, this abandoned building is deteriorating, it's going apart, it's not useful anymore, right? It's all destroyed. Then we have the word dependent. A literacy group may be dependent on volunteers. It needs them as reading tutors. Dependent. That means it's a word that is representing when you need help of somebody, of someone to help you do something. You are being dependent of that person. Number 6, violations. If they polluted too much, companies can be fined for violations of clean air laws. Violations. Another word for violations can be when you are not doing what it is correct of the law. When you're not obeying the law, you're committing a violation because you're not following the rules. That is violations. Look at that. In this case, these industries are doing a violation because they are not taking care of the planet, right? They're contaminated. Number 7, granted. The principal granted or gave these students and teacher permission to hold a car wash. Granted, as you can see in the own definition, is telling you another word for granted will be gave. To give. You granted something, you give it to them. Or sometimes it can also be interpreted as permission. So there it is. They have granted their car wash. Number 8, issue. Providing better care for senior citizens is an issue or concern. You can help in many ways. Issue can be a concern, as you see it there. Something that you see that it needs to be taken care of can be an issue. An issue can also be something that is affecting a large amount of people. In this case, you can see that they need help in the senior citizens. So you can volunteer and go to these places. You are helping the issue. Number 9, ordinance. An ordinance or city law can create volunteer community service groups. So another word for ordinance is city law. Ordinance will be all the laws that be in a community that you must follow, that you must obey. And in this case, this law, what it does is help create volunteer or groups to help other people. That is the law. Number 10, exception. With the exception of rainy days, this class works in the school garden every day. Exception. What would be another word for exception? Even the word is in Spanish, right? If you read it in Spanish, it's the same word. So another word for exception would be when you are not doing the exception of doing something, or when you are constantly doing something and then one day you stop doing, you're doing the exception, right? Because you stop doing something. But in this case, the students do it all the time, except when it's raining because they cannot go outside. Okay, guys, those are the 10 words of our vocabulary lesson 14. Now, what I want you to do is to do your activity in your notebook, please. Follow the study guide. Any questions, you can write to me. Take care, guys. I hope to see you soon.